Zenith Online Racing from Germany, the Hockenheim Ring for the German Grand Prix round 12 of the EU tier season. This is Sir Harry Hotspur, and I am joined in the booth all the way from the great state of Wisconsin, home of cheese and beer, T Money. How you doing today, T Money?
I'm doing good. It's nice to be in the booth today.
Yeah, a nice change up from your incident on Monday night, I imagine.
Yeah, I try not to remember that.
All
Good
right.
times.
Yeah, so we got 15 drivers today for the EU tier. It looks like we have a dry qualifying session coming our way. We'll see if we get anyone in the chat telling us what's going on for the race. Got the usual suspects in the EU tier today. We've got J. Cole and Gilzo, who tend to be up at the front of the grid. The Challenger, Puppet Master, and the Haas is also here. And Larkin in the Ferrari, who has taken the EU tier by storm since he joined mid-season. Let's see, do we have anyone out on get spectators? So, any bold predictions for the race?
Oh, there's a lot of fast drivers in the EU tier. I mean, you always have your usual J. Cole, Gilzo, Puppet Master, normally fighting for first place. Even you get Larkin up there once in a while, but you know, I don't know. I'll wait to see who comes out on what tires before making my first prediction. But I think
But,
we're
yeah.
I think we're going to see a fair amount of soft runners.
Yeah, I'm surprised Doth is already out there on the soft tire.
Yeah. So he's going for it.
It looks like we've also got Puppet Master down on the softs. And Audrey on the softs. So there's some quick drivers definitely on the softs.
Yeah. I see Bex on the hards and Piers Larkin started off on the mediums. So
Yeah.
I would be assuming he will be progressing to the softs later on.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. A bit surprised there, especially with the smaller field we have here today. I thought we'd have some more. So
Oh,
that's
no,
someone
oh,
slowing down probably. Alright, we're on board with
yeah.
Larkin, who actually has a soft tire runner behind him, it looks like. JXW maybe?
What do we got? Yeah, JXW is coming out onto the main DRS straight.
I always get a little worried when I see caution flags during qualifying here.
I don't
Makes me think
know.
that someone probably wrecked in turn one, but avoided that so far.
Yeah. Normally, with qualifying, you kind of first you should assume that it's just people slowing down to move out of the way for somebody on a hot lap, but occasionally, though, you do get people that,
Yeah.
bin it, but
Larkin appears to be on a pretty good lap here in those mediums. I'd expect him to be near pole when he comes out on the softs. I think a good judge here will be what he puts in versus Doth. Oh, he pulls off.
nope, pulls off. I was going to say a good time to start off would have probably been like a really low 112. If you could have did that, then went to the softs. But,
JXW on 13.2 on the softs. We'll see what Doth puts in. He's
mhm.
in sector 3 at the moment.
Oh. And I
Nice
know
and
Doth
tidy.
was talking about how he wanted to be in a EU race, and
Here he
like,
is.
like the day after he said that, he's in an EU race and is officially on pole with
Yeah.
a 112.1.
That's pretty good. If I remember from the Tier 2 race on Thursday night, I think Arrow set early pole on the softs with about the same time, maybe a 112.0, but it's a solid lap from Doth. Oh, I think we do
It
have a car
is.
off in turn 1. Jinnit.
Uh-oh.
He's on the hard tires, and he survived, so that's good for Jinnit.
Good.
He's had some problems in turn 1 this week.
He did. He has broken off one of his end plates, though, so I'm assuming he will be coming back into the pits.
So I think Larkin
Yeah.
might be on a purple sector 2 on his second run on the mediums.
This would be a really nice time considering he has.
Oh, he
Oh,
pulls off
pulled off
again.
again. He must
Interesting.
just be planning on setting his time on the softs once the track rubber's in.
Yeah. Looks like we got a McLaren stopped. Is that Adri? He came off after turn 2, it looks like, but he's back rolling.
Oh,
Let's right on board
yes.
with Lacuna is.
I think we got Beck coming around on his hot lap.
Yep, here we go with Beck on the hards.
See what he can put in. Oh, 113.7.
It's
Not
a pretty
bad.
good lap on the hards. Anytime you're 5/10 off of J. Cole, you're doing pretty good.
I missed his hot lap.
And RC7 come across at a 15-1 on the hards. Larkin is still driving around. He's on 0 ERS though. I wonder if he's charging that up.
Possibly.
It's quite a few laps on the mediums.
Hopefully he won't be needing those during the race.
Yeah, I could have an incident like Thursday night where I think it was actually the eventual winner though that put on used mediums.
Or what was it Eric?
Yeah,
It's Eric one.
it was Eric.
And he,
yep.
you know, you kind of think where would he have been had he not have came in, because he pit for new tires, but they put on his old mediums, and he came back in and put the softs on, and then still won the race.
Yeah. That was quite the crazy finish. Hopefully we'll be in the store for the same thing today.
I mean, you never want to see a safety car, but boy oh boy, do they really change up the strategy though.
Looks like Puppet Master might be having some trouble with turn 1. Invalidated again out there.
Yeah, I mean, because you can't cut the corner too much, but then you also can't run out wide. It's a pretty tricky corner.
It is. And if you don't take it fast enough, it completely ruins your lap. You got Gilzo out on the hards right now. Yeah, it looks like he's in for a good one.
That would definitely not be a surprise for Gilzo.
Wow.
Wow.
112.7 on the hard tires. I think we can expect to see Gilzo on the mediums come his final run. That's an impressive lap time.
With a time like that, I could see him being down into the 111s on the mediums.
Yeah, which is scary fast.
Yes.
Riding on.
Not out of the normal for Team Renault this year, since they have the 2 top drivers in the Drivers' Championship, and also obviously leading the Constructors' Championship by a very wide margin.
Yeah, I think the Constructors is pretty much sealed. We got Zem. So. Zem picking up a 5-place grid penalty for a collision with Beck.
And
Zem disqualified, blocking the pit lane. Did he crash? Not sure what happened there.
He crashed, like it showed him being in the wall.
Interesting.
That is a very unfortunate qualifying.
Yes. Interesting, Doth came out on the medium tires. He's going to try to beat that soft lap.
Okay.
We got JXW coming around to finish a lap. He was to a 112.9. I think he knocks a couple tenths off. J. Cole now out on the hards. I'm going to check in with Doth and see how he handles these medium tires.
He's just starting his, or should be starting his hot lap right now.
So he's on 0. Might be trying to get him warmed up.
Maybe.
Yeah, because he didn't activate his DRS. Alright.
Janet's off track.
Johannes is still on the median, on the hards. We got Adrian on the hards as well. She's on an invalidated lap. Okay, let's
Looks
check
like
in with.
Kunak is
Yep.
out on his first hot lap.
Yep. That is who we're riding on board with at the moment. Looks like he had a pretty fast sector 1 there if the map is accurate.
Who knows with that though?
I know. Seems to always light up purple.
It could be purple, but then somebody behind you could come and set a faster time through there, and you never know.
Appears to be on a pretty good lap. He's normally got quite a bit of pace, so I expect this to get him up into the top 3 positions. I would assume he's going to be faster than 112.9. A little conservative through sector 3.
Still looks like a 112.3.
Wow, you guessed that perfectly. I'm impressed. Yeah, so 112.3 for Lacuna, up to 2nd place on the grid currently, and there are some dark clouds forming. I wonder what that's going to do for things. Still have Doth riding around on the mediums, not using his ERS. Let's see, J. Cole still out on the hards, going through turn 1 in validation. 2Ks in the pits. Is this RC? He's on an invalidated lap as well. Bag of Bones coming around on a hot lap on the hards. Oh, 116.5. That looks like probably a mistake. But he's pushing it here, so.
Right on board with him.
Yep. Coming into the hairpin. Looking pretty tighty through there.
Looks like a solid lap so far.
Red Bull gets out of the way. Ah, that's a tricky place. He invalidated on the exit there. That's so disappointing. Is this Puppet Master?
The good news is he'll still have enough time to come out on more than likely the mediums or the softs. Still try and get up into the top 10 at least.
So Puppet Master did get a pretty good lap in 112.5 on the medium tire. Got Gilzo actually out on the mediums now too. He's in sector 2 on his out lap. That'll be one to watch for sure. Ready on board with JXW right now. He's on the softs coming down the back stretch.
Who is he? Good exit. But while we have a little free time, the run through the EU standings, which in first place we have J. Cole with 217 points, followed by Gilzo with 141. Then in third, Rob 2K, who's also in third right now in quali with
on the
93.
mediums. Yeah.
112.3 on the mediums. That's a good time.
JXW improved slightly. Alright, oh, Gilzo validated his first lap. That's okay, he's got to get those mediums warmed up anyways. Let's see, Doth is still in the pits. Let's check in with Larkin. He's out on the hards again.
I suppose he could still definitely improve on his
116.8.
lap.
Yeah. He's pretty quick, so I mean, if he wants to start on the hards, he might be able to pull into the top 10 here.
And maybe he was watching Zenith's strategy of the medium, or the hard to medium reverse strategy.
looking good through sector 3. Runs a little wide through that long left-hander. Kept the speed up nicely though.
Did. Very nice through the final
Oh,
corner.
112.4 on the hard tire. These EU guys sometimes, they just put up some insane laps. Got
They really do.
Gilzo, who looks like he might pull up a slipstream from J. Cole here. Some teamwork from the Renaults perhaps coming down the backstretch. This might be a very fast lap for Gilzo with that slipstream. Nice and tidy through the hairpin.
I would not be surprised to see him run a 1:11.7.
Especially with that slipstream, it could happen. Yeah. Purple sector 2. Carrying a lot of speed through that long left-hander. These two right-handers, so you can lose a lot of time if you make a mistake. He does run a little wide. Misses the apex. We'll see what happens here. 112.2. He had a bit of a scruffy sector 3 there. He does have time to recharge his battery and go again, though.
He could.
Larkin again looks like he's on a hot lap. Checking it back. Checking with J. Cole here. He's on the hard tires as well. May have gotten a return slipstream from his teammate down the long back straight. Oh, he's on the mediums. Okay. We'll see what J. Cole can do here.
Well, it's nice to see the two Renault drivers, trading off on the slipstream.
That was some very solid teamwork. Especially to time that perfectly to where they both had it on the backstretch. He sets a purple sector 2.
Ooh.
Definitely hits the apex a little bit better than Gelzo here. I think this is going to be a good lap. 112.1
and pole.
Wow. Yeah. Let's see what Doff can do. He's in an outlap on the soft tires. Got Rob 2K. Larkin coming around. He does not improve his position. Puppet Master's invalidated. See, we got RC7 coming around sector 3 on the soft tire. Runs a little wide, but not too bad. Oh, he's not starting his hot lap. Okay. Invalidates turn 1. Tough break for RC there. He's not gonna have time to set another lap time. Got Bag of Bones on the mediums. Looks like Jinnett might have also invalidated his lap, so he's gonna be starting in the back.
It appears so. I think the only driver right now is...
We've got Bag of Bones and Doth, I think.
Yeah.
Right on board with Bag of Bones, see how he's doing.
I'll stay on with Doth.
3. Keeping it nice and tidy through sector 3. Let's see how he does in these last two right-handers. Hits the apex well. Didn't get on the gas as quickly as you'd like there, but didn't look too bad. And it looks like we have Larkin off at the end of sector 3. Vagabonds goes 9th on the mediums with a 112.6.
Oh, Rob and Doth. That was close. Rob barely got out of the way.
Doth looks like he might have set a yellow sector 2, but I think someone might have pulled it back from him right after he set it. Not sure who that was.
I think so.
Let's see, apex.
Anyway, this is looking like a very good lap from Doth.
Yeah, Doth may take pole here on the softs, but and he does. Takes it by 2/10, 111.972.
Very solid.
And I think that might be our grid. Yep. So we've got Doth on pole. Got J. Cole in second, Gilzo in third, rounding up the top 3, Lacuna in fourth. Rob 2K in 5th, Larkin in 6th, Puppet Master 7th, Beck in 8th, Bagbones in 9th, RC 7 in 10th, JXW in 11th, Adrian 12th, Johannes in 19th, Ginnett in 14th, and Zemagalus, who is disqualified from the session, in 15th. I'm really curious what Ginnett's going to do here. He has proven in his previous 2 races at this track that he is very good at coming from the rear of the grid. So he's definitely one to watch out for.
And it definitely has a lot of pace at this track, and it'll be definitely be curious to see how it all plays out towards the end when he's on the faster compound.
And he's starting in a better position than he is used to, actually, at this track. I believe Tier 1 he started all the way back in 18th or so.
I believe Tier 1 he started in 20th, dead last, because he crashed on turn 1. And then I think in Tier 2 he started in 18th.
Wow. Yeah. So he might be a challenger today with a better strategy. Granted, there's a lot of guys in the top 10 who are starting on the harder compound. We'll see if Doth tries that extra risky soft medium strategy if he can get a couple safety cars. We might also have some rain here. The track looks pretty dark.
Something that Codemasters needs to implement for next year is that, that everybody can check the weather, no matter if you're in the race or just spectating.
Yes, that would be wonderful. Alright, so they're definitely starting in dry conditions. I would not be surprised if we saw some rain here.
It is Germany, after all.
Yeah, it's quite dark. If it were Tier 1, I would say there's no way it was going to rain, but...
Exactly. Tier 1 never gets any rain because we send it all to Tier 2.
Yep. But just wait, we'll have it in Baku. It's going to happen.
I don't know. Baku in the rain? That doesn't sound like fun.
Oh, no, it's not. It's almost impossible to turn, and even harder to avoid the walls.
I could imagine at least 10 DNFs in the castle section.
Castle section alone, yeah. And turn 1 is pretty spicy in the rain as well. And even the S's on the long straightaway can get pretty hairy, because you have to obviously keep the speed up, or else you ruin your entire lap. But in the rain, it's impossible to go through there on full throttle.
That is very true.
And that is where you can see some massive pileups, because people come through there blind and then just plow into everyone.
When you go into those blind corners and somebody either spins out or has crashed there, I mean, there's not a lot of hope for what you can do.
Not at all.
You're just hoping and praying that they ghost and you can just drive right through them.
So it looks like outside the top 10, we've got JXW in the mediums, and everyone, Audrey, Johannes, Ginett, Zem, are starting on the hard tires. That at least seems to indicate that if we're going to see rain, it's not going to be till the second half of the race. Alright, and we're about to get started with this German Grand Prix. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 red lights.
And they're off.
Looks like they're off. Checking in with Doth here. Looks like Doth got a bit of a slow start, but will keep the lead through turn 1. Get on back. It looks like everyone's pretty clean through turn 1.
It's good to see.
Larkin in 5th place starting the hards is going to be tough to beat, I think, today, but especially if the rain comes in the second half of the race and he can just immediately pit onto those intermediates.
That's true. But it looks like right now the big winner is Beck, all the way up into 6th place, gaining 2 positions, while Rob 2K loses out on 2 spots.
Yeah, it looked like he
Messed up.
was pretty quick off the line when it actually hurt him because he had to slow down so much going
Oh,
into
we
turn
had some
one.
contact between, it looks like Rob and maybe Puppet
Oh,
Master.
and Jinnit and Zem looks like they might have gone off. Jinnit's missing an end plate, and it looks like Zem's okay damage-wise, but oh, and Puppet Master may have gone off as well as Jinnit gets by him, but as I said, Jinnit's missing that front end plate, which is going to really hurt his strategy for the rest of the race. This Doth looks to have put in a really nice first lap and is pulling away from the Renaults, but he's going to have a tough ask on those tires come the end of the race.
He
And we've
will.
got Adri and Jinnit pitting for really new wings.
We got Adri on the mediums, and so is Janet.
Keeping an eye on Larkin here as he tries to go by Lacuna for 4th place. Lacuna's actually got the
Does.
tire advantage, but looks like Larkin's going to get the move done pretty easily.
Trying
Lacuna's fighting back. Yeah. Didn't quite have the traction. So Larkin looks like he's going to have that place, but DRS is getting enabled next lap, so if Lacuna can stay in that DRS, he might have a chance. I'm going to check in with Gilzo, though, as he might have a move on his teammate. Doth stretched his lead a little bit on that last lap, but not much. He's still 1.4 ahead.
The Mercedes behind the Williams.
Let's see if Gilzo is in DRS range. He might have a move here on his teammate, and it looks like Larkin pulled out the 1 second he needed to get out of DRS, and J. Cole is also going to stay in front of Gilzo.
But now Beck and possibly Rob are going to make it past Lacunac.
It's a tough situation whenever you're getting passed on the inside and the hairpin.
And
You
he
can really
does.
get freight trained by more than one car. Which is
Lacunac
also going to...
loses out to Beck and Rob.
Yeah, it's also going to bring RC7 into his DRS range for the next lap.
This is a nice little scrap going on.
One saving grace for Lacuna is he might be at the back of this DRS train, and if he can get a good enough run coming off of turn 2 with his soft tires, he might be able to have a run. We might have Gilzo making another move on J. Cole here.
He could get it done as long as I think he has to be within that 5 to 6/10 window.
Well, he's right there. Might be a tough move, but
He gets a really nice exit. I think he's got this.
yeah.
It'll be close.
He's not using his ERS. It looks like they might be working together to stay close to Doth, because he turned his ERS all the way down. That's not great news for Doth, but we'll see.
Probably the last two drivers that you want behind you are J. Cole and Gilzo.
Especially if they're working together. Looks like Lacuna did get passed by RC there, so things are going from bad to worse for him, and he's on the...
Was RC going to get past Rob too?
Oh, that was good driving there by both of them, no contact.
Close. Boy.
Yeah, it's Johannes and Puppet Master close by entering Sector 3.
Ooh. Puppet Master with the tire advantage. Oh.
Yeah, Doth is now only holding a 6/10 lead, so he might be in trouble here as both Renaults catch the DRS train. We'll see what happens.
Soft tires are definitely falling off about
Yeah,
now.
lap 5, he's not in a happy place, and it looks like he's going to give up the position. He stays on the outside. Yep. He did hold off Gilzo, which is nice for Doth at least, he could separate the Renaults. And
I think Gilzel's going to send it.
yeah, he does, and he makes the move stick pretty easily. And now Doth is going to have Larkin filling up his rear mirror pretty quick here. It's going to be interesting to see what strategy Doth chooses to go with. Whether he pits early and tries a bit of an undercut and a two-stop, or if he tries to hold out for as long as possible and maybe get a safety car.
Since he is a reserve, it definitely wouldn't hurt him to try the soft-medium strategy. I mean, we've seen it kind of work in the Tier 1 race with Arrow, and I think even Camden, Luca ran it.
Camden also did it.
But I will say, once you get to about that 7-8 lap mark, you're probably going to start losing about almost a full second a lap to these medium runners. So that could be pretty tough when you start dropping positions.
Yeah. Checking in with Rob2K here. Looks like he's going to have a run on back going into the hairpin. He's definitely close enough and might make this move easy.
Ooh. And Beck tries to defend it inside.
Very aggressive defending the back, but they kept it clean.
He's going for the switchback.
And that's going to bring RC right back into this fight. He's now only half a second off the back of Beck. It looks like Lacuna has dropped back quite a bit from that pack. His soft tires must be really falling off because he's falling back to Bag of Bones now. It's a good little fight between Bag of Bones, Puppet Master, and Johannes. They're soon going to be on Lacuna's rear, so. Let's see if Gilzo is now going to try to make a move on his teammate. He's within DRS range. He's definitely got the opportunity. As Doth is now being pressured by Larkin as well. Now will the Renaults choose to fight, or maybe build some distance between them and Larkin? It looks like J. Cole is definitely defending his position, just pulling Gilzo along. Gilzo might be trying to save his DRS a bit. I think the smart move for the Renaults right now as Larkin does get by Doth, I think the Renaults are going to need to work together here to pull as much of a gap as possible to Larkin, so that at the end of the race, when they're on the harder compounded tire, they can hopefully have a lead that he won't be able to break into.
And especially for Gilzo, he's saving that precious tire life, and probably also he's saving a lot of fuel right now too, which could be very useful towards the end of the race.
Checking it. Oh, it looks like Puppet Master has gotten by Bag of Bones. Bag of Bones is still gonna be...
They were battling going into the hairpin, and Puppet Master got the inside on them.
I'm gonna check in with RC here. So we got a nice little scrap between Rob2K and Beck. Oh, as Larkin sets the fastest time of the race, the Renaults might be in trouble here, especially with having to pit earlier and possibly come out in traffic. As Doth goes into the pits to switch on to the medium tire, I believe. No, hard tire.
Looks like hard. So
he's gonna try that.
I think that's the smart move.
I think it is too. It's not, especially without a safety car so far. It's not the easiest strategy to get away with, but it can work.
You're definitely going to be feeling the tire wear towards the end of the race, but for him though, if you stay out an extra 2 laps on those soft tires, you're going to lose a lot of time.
Exactly. As Beck gets by Rob2K pretty easily, and the hairpin regains 4th place. Looks like we had Zem with a bit of an incident, or perhaps he came out of the pits. I'm not sure which one it was, but he drops down to 15th.
And we have a few drivers right now. We got J. Cole and Larkin in the top 3 that both have 2 warnings right now.
Okay. That's going to make things interesting.
Gilzo has ran a clean race so far. No penalties.
That's impressive. Larkin is actually now on the rear end of Gilzo. The thing that's going to help the Renaults at least maybe hold them off is that this is a bit of a DRS train. So if J. Cole is willing to use up his ERS, he can pull Gilzo along in the DRS, and hopefully they'll be able to keep Larkin behind. It's going to be a tough ask to come the end of the race when Larkin's on the softer compound.
That's true, but Larkin though he has been using up a lot of his DRS though.
He has been.
Or ERS.
Yeah.
My fault.
Yeah, we'll see how this is gonna play off. I would say that, oh, we have a yellow flag. It looks like Zem has crashed coming around the final turn. Lost a front end plate. I think Larkin is definitely in the driver's seat at the moment, but we might have a safety car that could really, really hurt his strategy if Gilzo and J. Cole can pit under a safety car, or even a VSC. As we got Rob, 2K, and Beck are still fighting. RC and Puppet Master are also in a close fight with Bag of Bones right behind. It's going to be tough for Larkin to make any sort of move having to pass both Renaults that are clearly working together here, but
Mm-hmm.
I think if he just kind of sits there, saves his tires, he's going to be in a good position come the end of the race. This Puppet Master picks up a 3-second time penalty.
Yeah, for Larkin, I mean, right now he's in a good position though. You're staying right behind the two Renaults. You know, you could it is going to be very hard to get past both of them, but I think if he gets past Gilzo, he has a real opportunity though.
This Puppet Master goes by RC for 6. Puppet Master's had a nice recovery since he had that incident at the
Yeah, he
start of the
was back
race.
in 14th.
Yeah, he was far back there. I think it was end of sector 2. He had an incident to start the race, and he's made a very nice recovery up to 6th. We'll see if he can reel in Rob here. It's only got about 2 seconds of gap to close.
The midfield right now going all the way from, well, I guess more the kind of the front of the pack at number 4 with Beck all the way back to Bag of Bones and 8 is very, very close right now.
It does seem like the field is kind of settling in at the moment, trying to bide their time and not make too many risky moves, which is definitely smart at this track. You can seriously hurt yourself if even just a little bit of wing damage makes sector 3 pretty miserable.
Yeah, and then on top of that, you get to turn 1 then. Oh, and Rob almost goes into the back of the pack.
Yeah, good job to avoid him there.
Ghosted car?
Yeah, it looks like that might be Zem. Yeah. That was a nice job of avoiding there by Rob. He was gaining a lot of speed very quickly.
I mean, he was extremely close to rear-ending back 9,000, but like you said, it was a very good job on his part to avoid that.
Now, I haven't seen Doth have to deal with very much traffic yet. He's about to catch up to Johannes. It's going to be interesting to see what happens with him and Larkin. Gilzo's got a very good run on J. Cole here. They might have to switch the position here. J. Cole looks like might be defending. Let's see what happens. This is not the best move for the Renaults here, but oh, that was some tight racing.
Cole keeps it. Unless Gilzo wants to try the same move he pulled on Doth, but not close enough though. Adri picks up a 3-second penalty. Oh.
It looks like Jigs W retiring in the pit lane. RC picks up a
safety car?
3-second time penalty. Got a great scrap here for 4th place.
First through 3rd.
Yeah, and first through 3rd, yeah. Oh, looks like J. Cole comes into the pits, lap 12. Gilzo's gonna inherit the lead.
He is definitely going for the undercut.
Yeah, this is gonna be where Gilzo might struggle to hold off Larkin. Larkin's gonna have a very good run.
But Larkin needs this though. He needs to get out in front of Gilzo now and try and build up more of a gap so that hopefully J. Cole's undercut doesn't hurt him too much.
Yeah, exactly. I'm watching for Doth right now. Looks like J. Cole did come out of the pits well in front of Doth, so that's going to be important come the end of the race, as Larkin makes the move for the lead pretty easily on Gilzo. See if Gilzo can fight back coming into Sector 2. He doesn't.
Nope.
I would expect to see Gilzo
He picks up a 3-second penalty.
He quickly picked up some warnings. Still got this amazing fight with back Rob 2K and Puppet Master going on in the midfield. Vagabonds and RC are close behind. Doth is catching up to Johannes here. I think Doth needs to hope for a safety car to pull himself back into this race.
And a safety car would definitely help him. I mean, there's a very large gap between him and the leaders.
Yeah. Larkin is pulling out another fastest lap, so he's definitely pushing the car.
Wow.
Gilzo actually stayed out for another lap as Puppet Master comes into the pit, going for the undercut on some of those guys he was fighting with.
I wouldn't be surprised to see Gilzo come in either this lap or potentially lap 15.
Yeah, I think that's probably a safe bet, especially as long as he can stick in Larkin's DRS range. It doesn't necessarily hurt him to stay out. All that time he's going to lose in the corners, he'll gain right back up on the straightaways.
Because you figure right now, I mean, Gilzo has roughly, what would it be, like 16, 17 second gap back to J. Cole. So hopefully, maybe with him having fresher tires towards the end of the race, it'll help him out. But
yeah, and we have to remember he was just falling behind J. Cole with his engine turned down. He probably didn't.
Oh, Gilzo goes in now. Okay.
I'm
J.
expecting
Cole pit on lap 12,
yes,
right?
Yes. See, is Beck staying out? Beck is staying out another lap. Rob 2K dives into the pits, going for that undercut on Beck. Vagabonds is also coming in. RC's in. A lot of cars. RC picks up a 5-second time penalty for speeding in the pit lane. It looked like he was coming in way too fast, and it definitely hurt him. Let's see where Doth ends up here. Doth is going to be in 6th place, and he's going to have a chance to pass Johannes.
I think if Doth gets by here, he gets out into some clear air, and maybe he can start pushing back up to Gilzo and J. Cole again.
I think Doth, yeah, that's definitely true. Doth has pace here. One of his main problems right now is I think he's got 6 seconds of time penalties, and Johannes is still holding that position off from him. That was a good fight back from Johannes.
Yeah, it looks like Doth has 6 seconds, as you said.
Jinnet's made a pretty good recovery too. RC came out of the pit behind him. Now, obviously Jinnet is going to need to pit again, and pretty soon actually, as he's on 13 lap of mediums.
Yeah, his strategy kind of got ruined pretty quick with the wing damage that he suffered on lap 1, but
Right, so
I don't know. I still wouldn't count him out to make it back into the top 10 though.
No,
I think he has some really good pace at this track.
If there's a safety car, definitely possible. So that undercut by J. Cole actually was very effective. 2.5 seconds he pulled out on Gilzo, but obviously Gilzo's got fresher tires.
And, also, Puppet Master just set the fastest lap at a 1:14.8.
Wow. So he's definitely got the pace. We'll see if he can reel in Doth. He's only got 5 seconds and plenty of time to do it.
He does. A little low on battery though, but he's I think he could definitely do it.
Yeah. Beck wins the pit stop battle with Rob 2K, comes out 1.3 ahead. Looks like Jinnet gets by Vagabonds there. And Vagabonds is on fresh tires. RC's following behind him. As is Lacuna, who's on 9-lap old mediums. Ooh, and Lacuna goes into the rear of Ryan RC. I don't think there was any damage, surprisingly. Pretty fortunate. You would have thought there would have been damage in that situation with simulation on, but Larkin still has a 14.5 second lead. So he's going to come out of the pit behind J. Cole and probably Gilzo as well, but he's going to be on fresh mediums. You got to think that lead is going to disappear quickly.
Yeah, you would think so. But Larkin though is probably going to have to stay out for at least another 3 laps. Maybe come in on lap 20, 21.
Yeah, they might have a solid lead on him. Stoth is finally possibly going to get this move done on Johannes. Locks up a bit on the apex, but I think he's... Oh, Johannes is fighting back on the outside.
He is.
Good battle between.
But it looks like Doth, though. I think Doth can...
Oh!
Cuts the corner.
Stoth gonna...
Keeps it, though. Okay.
This is really helping out Puppet Master, though. He's cut out 2.5 seconds. It looks like 2 seconds in the last lap on the cars in front of him. And
He's
Johannes
taking a lot of time out of them.
Yeah, Johannes is still going to be in DRS range, so he might be able to fight back here. Yeah, Puppet Master all the way down to 2.3. He is flying on these hard tires right now. If there's a safety car, the top 3 runners might have to watch out for Puppet Master.
I think so, and especially because he's on, relatively fresh hards.
And he might have more freedom than them to make a reaction on the pit stop if a safety car comes out and possibly come out on some medium tires.
That's true. I think if you had fresh mediums at this point, you could definitely make it to the end, but you definitely be feeling that tire wear though.
As we see, Zenith actually and Audrey are both on 16-lap-old mediums, so it can be done. This Vagabonds is making a move on Zenith. Zenith's gonna...
Is Zenith into the pits?
No, Zenith is right behind Vagabonds. So Larkin is now coming in. He's got a 14-second lead, so he'll definitely be behind J. Cole and probably Gilzo, but those fresh mediums are...
I think he should come out less than a second behind Gilzo.
Yeah.
Short pit lane. This is a pretty short pit lane.
Yeah.
Both Gilzo just coming around the final corner. So yeah,
J. Cole's actually
right
going to
behind
turn
him.
1. Yeah, and...
Wow, that's close.
Yeah, right behind Gilzo. He's probably going to make quick work of Gilzo. It's going to be a tougher fight for J. Cole, though. He might even get DRS here. He does.
He definitely has DRS, and he might be able to get the move done right now.
Yeah.
That would be huge. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Gilzo taking away the inside, possibly going for a switchback here.
Back. Oh, he comes in. He drives it in deep. Yeah, Larkin with that better traction gets the move done. So it's going to be up to J. Cole to defend here. It's going to be a tough ask, though. Larkin is definitely on the better strategy at the moment.
It is. J. Cole is a really, really good driver. He's fast, but trying to defend somebody on those fresh mediums, it's tough.
And how about Puppet Master here? Again, super impressive drive. He's within half a tenth of Doth already. He's going to be about 8 seconds, 8.5 seconds off. Oh, it looks like we got a tangle in the back with RC, Lacuna, both off track at the moment. Audrey comes out ahead. Let's see if we got any
is missing his left end plate.
He is. Here comes Johannes. RC looks like he's okay. Oh, wow. Larkin's already almost in DRS range. It looks like he's not going to get it this lap, but he's close. Doth picks up another 3-second time penalty. In a little bit of trouble with
Rob 2K retires.
He's out. He does. And it looks like we got a couple cars in the straight. Check back in with Larkin at the end here as we got Zenith and Audrey switching onto the medium tires to go to the end of the way, under the race. So Kuna might have a run on RC here, as Johannes might as well. We got a yellow flag. Looks like that's Zem is possibly off the track right now.
It looks.
Oh, we got 3 wide, possibly going into the. Oh, and RC gets a little sideways. He's gonna try to go back on the inside, checking back in with RC. Looks like Lacuna lost out there, interestingly enough, as he was the first person to make the move. Johannes comes out on top on fresh tires. Johannes might be on for a good finish here. On fresh mediums, chasing down some hard runners. As Larkin It's right on J. Cole's rear end.
Yeah, he is definitely going to be able to get this move done going
Yeah,
down the straight. Oh, wow.
the traction difference is just complete. It's not even fair
Jeez.
for J. Cole at the
Pretty much
moment.
has him... Wow. Almost had the move done even before the DRS zone.
J. Cole might fight back here.
Larkin did
Doesn't
a
look
pretty
like
good
it.
job of closing the door on him, though. But this will be interesting now. You know, for J. Cole to be able to stay in DRS range and possibly have Larkin pull him along.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because he definitely can't afford to fall out of DRS range, though.
Yeah, and especially Gilzo on slightly fresher tires.
I mean, yeah, he's still not out of this.
No, he's not. And he
One
might.
little mistake from either one of them, and he could be right back in it. But, you know, we're starting to see a lot of gaps, though, form. You have a lot of people that are about 2 seconds away.
Wow, Larkin sets the fastest lap of the race while making a pass. Pretty impressive.
He is definitely trying his best to get out of DRS range. Which, did he?
I don't think he did. Oh, maybe.
He did.
He
He
did.
pulled out a DRS. Wow.
So Lacuna picks up another 3-second time penalty. He's down to 12.
And
Yeah, it looks
ghosted
like
cards and
J.
mods.
Cole is definitely pulling some time from Gilso, though. He was 2.3 last lap, now he's down to 2.8.
0.8. Yeah.
This Puppet Master, I don't think he's gaining on Gilzo either, perhaps losing a little bit. We'll see what Doth can do here on those hards. It's going to be a tough ask to take them another 12 laps, but he doesn't have much to fight with. I mean, Beck is still 5 seconds back.
I see. I don't know how far Bago Bones was behind Beck, but he is almost within DRS range. Maybe if he can get
Yeah,
close enough
1.1.
here.
If he can pull out some time in sector 3 here, he might be in. This is Rod
And
2K.
also,
Leaves the session.
he has worked that, I believe, what was a 7-second gap to RC down to almost a second.
Yeah.
So, this is another, well, now he's down to 8/10. Yeah, this is another good battle here that we'll probably see.
RC picks up another time penalty.
3 second.
He's probably gonna
Go
lose
check the race
position.
director again.
Janet makes easy work of RC coming off that final turn.
Oh, J. Cole picked up a penalty.
Yeah, it's like Lacuna retired. Oh, he might have crashed in turn 1. That's a virtual safety car.
Oh,
I don't. Everyone seems to be in a bit of an awkward spot. Gilzo stays out. Puppet Master is probably going to stay out as well. He's got nothing to gain by pitting. If that would have been a full safety car, we would have seen some interesting strategies, but.
yeah, full safety car, I definitely would have seen Puppet and Dot. Oh, Doth comes in, though, but you kind of figure, get off those 16-lap-old hards, put on a fresh set of mediums?
Yeah, you'd think so. He could even maybe stretch some softs, but I would think it's got to be mediums. Yep, he comes out on some mediums. He should be in a good position to catch up to Bagabones as the safety car ends now. He's only 6 seconds back, got 10 laps to go. I would say Doth should be in a good shot for finishing 5th here. Especially if Bagabones and Beck start fighting, as Bagabones is within DRS range now. Doth might catch him pretty quickly.
Could. I mean, those fresh mediums they're pretty lethal around this track.
He might even drag Johannes with him if they get in a 3-way battle.
Well, that'd be something towards the end.
Yeah.
I mean, Bag of Bones down to less than 4/10 now. He's really closing in on Beck.
Yep, and here goes Bag of Bones with DRS. He's going to have it coming off a turn one as well, and then he's going to have a great opportunity to make that pass into the hairpin.
Gets a good exit. I think.
And Beck goes sideways.
Beck bobbles. He should be able to get the move done.
Yeah, Beck still surprisingly had a lot of speed coming out of there.
He did.
Despite being
but he leaves the inside.
Sideways.
Let's see. Oh, Beck goes a little wide.
Stays out there, but I think, yeah, Bag of Bones gets that move
done. Bag of Bones gets the move done. But that was some good driving by both drivers. Left plenty of space for one another.
And very impressive save by Beck to not go around there.
Yes.
As Doth is now within 5 seconds of Beck, so he's definitely gaining pretty quickly.
Yeah. Especially if, like you said, if Beck and Bones start battling, because they both have roughly the same tires. Maybe they'll keep trading off in the DRS zone, and maybe that'll allow Doth to creep back in. He's taking a lot of time out of him.
He is. Every single lap, it's about a second and a half, I think. So he should be on Beck's rear bumper here pretty
and
quickly.
Doth sets the fastest lap at a 1:14.2.
Yeah, so he's probably about a second to a second and a half faster than these guys in front of him. He's going to be... Obviously, when he catches up, his tires might be a little hot. He might be struggling, but if he gets in that DRS range, it's going to be hard to hold him off.
He's definitely pushing that car right now. He's trying to get every single thousandth of a second out of that.
Yeah, because he's running on low fuel and low ERS.
ERS. I don't know why I keep calling it DRS.
Gotta say, still a very impressive drive from Puppet Master after having that incident lap 1, and now is in a solid 4th place.
Now, like you said, it's not easy to come back from, well, in this race, what was almost essentially last, all the way back up to almost into the podium, but who knows, maybe, I don't know, maybe penalties play a role. I know he's 10 seconds behind, which I think is obviously going to be a little too much if Gilzo can maintain that gap, but I think almost everybody, maybe minus Larkin. Did Larkin pick up a penalty?
I have not seen him with any penalties so far. Beck is still in DRS range, but he's definitely too far back of Backbones to make a move here. Doth is within 3 seconds now of the cars in front. Janet is pulling a little bit of time to Johannes as well. He's now 4.6. Doesn't have a lot of time left yet, but he might be able to catch up and make a move here on the final lap or so. Looks like we got Audrey and RC fighting for the final points pay position as well.
Neither Adri or RC7, both of them don't have a lot of battery left, but if you're RC, though, he's in a pretty good position here with DRS.
Beck is still holding on, and Doth is continually pulling more and more time out of him.
I think just that last lap alone, he knocked off about 6/10. It'll be interesting to potentially see a three-way battle for 5th place coming into the final couple of laps. And all those, well, for Beck and Bag of Bones, their tires are probably going to be on, what would it be, 19 laps old, compared to about 11 or 12 for Doth. And Larkin with the fastest lap at a 1:14.1.
Yeah, Larkin is.
He is.
I do keep bringing up Puppet Master, but Larkin has had an equally impressive race. I mean, he's come from
Ooh,
traffic and really just pulled this lead out. Been pretty commanding. I did
he
see
did.
Gilzo's name just pop up there. Oh, but Puppet
And
Master also
Puppet.
picks up. So that
So,
probably equalizes them out.
but as you were saying before, Larkin, he has been, just from the beginning of the race, he's had really solid pace. He found that, he was just battling through the field, making quick work of most of the people that he was passing. And then by the time he finally caught up to Gilzo and J. Cole, I mean, with the strategy that he's on, it's it's been a real almost near perfect race for him.
So important for Doth here. It looks like Beck has lost DRS on Vagabonds.
He
That's
has.
gonna make hunting him down and passing him much easier. Looks like Doth is probably saving up his battery a little bit to make that move on the final 4 laps here.
I mean, he could, with being on the medium tire compared to the hard, if he saves up his battery and gets enough of it that he can use maybe for the really push for the last 2 laps of the race, I think that could be interesting because he should be able to get around maybe like 1.8 seconds. It just makes you that much more focused on catching him.
It does look like he's losing a bit of time now. Perhaps, I think they're on different, I think Beck might be trying to pull back up to Vagabonds by using some of his ERS. And Doth is probably saving, I would assume.
Yeah, he's definitely saving up his ERS to try and make a push towards the end because he definitely has more battery than what Beck has in front of him, but
I just noticed that Audrey and RC both came into the pits for soft tires at the same time. Oh, as Doth picks up another
Doth picks up
3-second time
another.
penalty.
Uh,
It's gonna hurt his
I'm
chances.
assuming for both Adri and RC, you probably figure that they're gonna go for fastest lap of the race.
It's very interesting to see them both fighting for position and then both come in for the same tire, but
Yeah, because I thought RC, I mean, he's almost 8 seconds behind now, and he was, I thought, less than a second. Or
he
my,
was, yeah, they were close.
well, maybe RC had some wing damage
It's possible,
potentially, and
yeah.
maybe that's what brought him in. I don't know about Adri, but I mean, for those two guys now, I mean, what do you think? I think our fastest lap is a 1:14.1.
Yeah,
You
on
see one
soft
of those guys
tires,
maybe,
yeah, I think they can, especially on low fuel.
because Adri right now, he almost had a full battery at the start of this lap,
Yep.
and it looks like he is leaving it in hot lap.
Oh,
Ooh,
there it is,
his Larkin runs a
114.0.
1:14 flat. That is just insane on 13 lap old mediums, and he is still out here setting fastest laps.
Yeah, so Audrey did set a purple sector 1. Right on board with him.
Oh,
Doth is catching back up, as well as Beck is back up to the rear backbones. We'll check back in with them after we see if Audrey can take this fastest lap here.
I'll stay on with Beck for now, or yeah, with Beck. Oh, and
Doth,
Doth, yeah, he's
113.9.
pushing. Oh boy, this is fun to watch.
Audrey, I don't think Audrey got a fastest sector 2 there, so we'll see what he can do
Oh,
through 3.
Fuzz was saying that RC having the 5 second speeding penalty, he must have served that in the pits.
Ah, that makes sense. That makes sense.
Yeah,
See what Audrey can do here. He's in a hot lap coming off the final turn. He does. 113.6.
solid lap.
RC coming through with a does not beat Audrey's lap time.
Looks like RC7's ghosted.
Yeah, I think he's in lap traffic at the moment.
Uh,
Or he's being lapped by maybe one of the Renaults.
The Renaults are coming up behind him,
Behind
but
him, okay.
anywho.
Stoth is now 1.5 back at the back, who did lose DRS again on Vagabonds.
He did, but for Doth now, well, I think with all the penalties he has, this is kind of
Yeah, might be a
this
moot
is the end
point.
of the race pretty much. But it's still fun though. You overtake him on track. At least you can say you beat him there. But outside of that, though,
He
who
might be
knows?
saving up his battery here, actually, for another run at fastest lap.
That's possible. But I
Certainly
don't
what it
know.
looks like.
You kind of figure a 1:13.6. That's gonna be
It's gonna be
tough
tough.
to beat on those older mediums.
It looks like Audrey's actually trying to improve that.
What do we got? I don't
Staying
know.
up.
I don't think Doth is gonna be able to catch up to Beck.
No. Say that's done and dusted. Looks like the only battle we're really gonna have here is Beck on Vagabonds. We'll see if he can make a move here.
This will be really close. I think as long as he gets a good exit out of this corner, which he does. God, this is so close. I'd have to say he should be able to make this work, but he is all out at ERS right
Yeah,
now. And
almost
that is definitely, you
completely.
can tell it's affecting
Yeah.
him. Does he go for the, nope, he's not going to send it. So he's going to let his teammate keep the position.
We'll see how
And
penalties come into play here, though.
it'll be interesting. You'd think Larkin,
Here comes
and
Larkin across
Larkin's
the
coming across
line.
the finish
Yep,
line.
to win the race.
And I
J.
am almost
Cole.
positive that he did not have one penalty.
Nope. Gilzo comes across. Puppet Master's coming through the
Puppet,
final two. Great run from Puppet Master.
yep.
Let's see what happens with Vagabonds and Beck here on penalties.
I think everything's pretty much going to stay the same. The only position that I think is going to change is going to be Dot and Johannes.
Yeah, there's a good chance that'll.
Yep.
Yep. Good run from Johannes there, up into 7th place. And it looks like Janet is also across the line. Adri taking home the fastest lap award for the day, so there's some solace.
There you go. You pick up that extra point. I mean, every point matters, and especially after a race like this, where maybe not the best, but still nice knowing that you got fastest lap.
All right, let's see if we can get some interviews going here. Gives yep. Okay, let's invite them. Yep, I'm inviting them as we speak. That's pretty impressive and difficult to do at this track, that's for sure. Just look at your race order. Yeah, those penalties really came back to bite Dot there at the end.
They
Along
did.
with obviously having to two-stop, which everyone in front did not have to. Yeah, yeah. Let's see if we can get in for some post-race interviews here.
We know we'll for sure get Gilzo.
Yeah, he's always in here. So, who do you have for driver of the day?
Ooh, that's a tough one. It's there were a lot of good, drivers out there today, but I almost got to say, my pick would be Larkin.
Yeah, I think it's
you
definitely...
can't really do a whole lot more than what he did during the race, and especially starting off and using the reverse strategy.
Yeah, I think Puppet Master is probably the only one with a shout there, but it's probably going to end up sitting with Larkin. Speaking of which, Larkin has joined us for podium interviews along with Gilzo. Larkin, what did you think of the race?
I enjoyed it, yeah. I mean, Germany's my best track, so I was pretty confident coming into it. I thought I'd try something different, starting on the hards, and yeah, I had a lot of fun. Got a few overtakes in there. One thing I wanted at the end was fastest lap, but Adri stole that from me, which is a bit annoying. But I'll take the 25 points.
He did. We definitely could see it was your best track after that. A very impressive qualifying lap on the hard tires. What were you thinking when you were following behind the Renaults on the first stint? Were you really trying to pass, or were you just kind of trying to save your ERS and tires there?
I was just saving ERS and tyres. I was a little bit panicked. I think it was the end of lap 2 when I got up into third, I think it was, or fourth, and there was a bit of a gap to them. They had DRS off each other. I wasn't sure if I was going to catch up to them. But I managed to get back into the train, and from that point on, it was just saving fuel, saving ERS, waiting for them to pit, and then pushing from there.
Yeah, it definitely worked out for you at the end of the race, as you blew by them on those medium tires when they were on the hards. I believe we've got... Oh, go ahead, T-Money.
Sorry. I just had one question. I was just wondering, was it always your intention to start off on the hards, or would there have been a way that you would have maybe started off on the mediums?
It was always my intention to start on the hards. I said earlier in the week I was going to do it. I thought I'd just give myself a bit of a challenge to do. Last week I said I was going to do the 2-stop at USA to give myself a bit of a challenge. This week it was starting on the hards. Next week it's Baku, so keeping it out of the wall will be the challenge. And yeah, just like to do something a bit different every race.
DNF, give the people what they want.
Jay Cole, our second place finisher. Did you think you had anything for Larkin today, or was it just kind of riding around and trying to hold Gilzo off? Yeah, he definitely had the pace on those mediums. That was pretty untouchable. Gilzo, anything to add there? It looked like you and J. Cole were working together for a little bit there, trying to pull some time out on Larkin at the start of the race.
Yeah, we kind of tried to keep him out of DRS, but as everyone said, kind of once he got back in it was more or less race over from there, to be honest.
Mm-hmm. You guys had a pretty quiet race. T-Muddy, do you have any questions, comments to add there?
Not really. I mean, I think you pretty much summed it up. I mean, with I was gonna ask him if it was more of a team order thing to keep to essentially like keep Gilzo behind J. Cole, but yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty slow battle from there. Gilzo, did you think you were going to be able to catch back up to J. Cole after the undercut, or?
Nah, I think I think it was about 3 seconds up the road, so I was just trying to keep it out of the wall.
Yeah, that makes
Surprisingly
sense.
did it.
You did indeed do that. And also shout out to Larkin again for no penalties on Germany, which is never an easy feat.
Extremely impressive.
Yeah. All right, so I think we're going to wrap things up there. Congrats to our podium finishers. We'll be off to Baku next week. We've got Tier 1 tomorrow night at 8 Eastern. We've got Tier 2 on Thursday at 8 Eastern as well. And then EU back here at 10 BST and 5 Eastern. So we'll see everyone next week, and congrats again to our podium finishers. struggling to get offline here, though.